Hi Leo, this is Kay, and you're on the Collective Soul Tarot channel. Welcome to your zodiac reading. Let's begin, and please like and share. Like, share, subscribe. Thanks so much. Let's find out what your past, present, and near future energies are going to be. Archangel Michael, what are Leo's past, present, and near future energies? Hope you're doing well. Lovely to be here with you guys today. We have Sapphire for a past energy. Mental force, spiritual insight, hope and faith, wise judgment, and so forth. I'll read it, all of it in just a moment. Then we have Bodybuilder for present day energy. And we have for the near future a coin toss. Kind of like the Two of Pentacles. Which will it be? Yeah, decision to be made. Coin toss. Leaving it to fate, maybe? I don't know. Okay, so past energy we have, whether it's near or far past energy, would be up to you and your story. Mental force, spiritual insight, hope, faith, wise judgment, power and strength, kindness, life of the party, extroverted, motivate, precious, valued, holy, divine favor, and revered. So Sapphire, revered, holy, divine favor, mental force, spiritual insight, hope and faith, wise judgment, power and strength. Okay. Well, it looks like you have engender some very, very valuable characteristics or qualities from whatever you dealt with in the near past or far past. Bodybuilder, now you got the power and strength, the forceful, determined, discipline, vigor, domination, push forward, influence, leverage, mastery, resolve, intense, resistance, self-improvement, and exercise. So you are you're keeping it up. Like, you know, when you're bodybuilding or exercising, it's not only about resistance, but it's about consistency. So you're continuing to keep up, maintain, if not to improve what you have already established here. You're mastering it now by continuing to put it into practice. Whatever it is. It could be something like you had been through something that was kind of a spiritual test, you know, so you had decided that you were going to start a routine of meditation, let's say, and you're continuing to this day, continuing to meditate, and you're learning so much more about it, and you're finding that you're benefiting from it, from spending time with your inner self, from doing it on a daily practice. Okay, so the near future energy is the coin toss. You've got choices, either or. Be fair, considering the pros and cons. Fate, equal, two sides to every story. Butterfly effect. Either way, 50-50 chance. Unpredictable, can't decide and take a chance. Can't decide and take a chance. So you're going to have some choices to be made as a result of what caused you to establish some very highly valuable, because it's a gem, right? Highly valuable qualities and characteristics, knowledge possibly, information you've gained, wisdom, right? Wisdom. And that you're building upon that with the bodybuilder energy right now. And it's going to bring about you having some opportunities, some choices to be made that are going to see you in a favorable light moving forward. Okay? So that is what I get from that. For initial story. So let's find from Lenormand, Leo, what holy cow, what testimony. So we're going to keep going. Find from the Lenormand. I know that if it's meant to be, they will come out again. So what do we have, Archangel Michael, to help tell a story further, explain, bring some clarity. Thank you. We have sudden wealth. Okay, the sudden wealth of suddenly gaining some kind of insight or wisdom about something, or you've suddenly hit a windfall somehow. Courthouse, present day energy, courthouse. Something has been brought to light, Leo. Very valuable information. It was a sudden coming upon, suddenly being given information that you needed for you to build some kind of case against or in your favor to be able to move something in your favor. Like, for example, it could be something like you gain some valuable information about the faithfulness of a spouse, let's just say, a partner. Faithfulness of a partner. Finding out that you suddenly found out through, an anonymous person or a friend or co-worker or family member, suddenly you were made aware of, and this is wealth of information for you because you've been wanting to be able to put, divide, separate from this person and this commitment you have with them, but you had no real legal stand because they don't want to. They're not going to sign the divorce papers. They're not going to sign the contract to nullify a business partnership. They're just not going to do it. They're refusing to do it. So you found out that they have been doing something that has been illegal. Because if they're committing adultery in a relationship, of course, that's legal grounds to divorce. And so you found a wealth of information about what your partner had been up to, depending on who your partner is, and you're now able to use that power or that knowledge as strength, right? Strength to be able to build and use it as leverage for you to be able to take it to court, to a lawyer, and say, this is what I want to do. And then you're going to have the decision is going to be made, the choice is going to be made, where you're going to be enlightened on how you can get yourself out of a situation, how you can release yourself, to remove yourself from feeling stuck in a situation, feeling imprisoned by someone else, and their reluctance to let this go, or feeling stuck by the other person or just the circumstances and situation of the situation that you're in. Okay, so with the near future, it's a coin toss, so you're going to be considering the pros and cons. So I have this. I have the idea that it's not going to be a clear cut for you, where you're going to say, it's best that I remove myself from this commitment or contract because of what this person's doing or has done or whatever. There may be other information that's coming forward that's not going to put you in a good light. And so it's kind of about deciding whether or not you want to move forward to actually going legally, breaking the ties with this commitment or contract, or staying in it until such time comes where there's even more reason, more proof, more reason, more information that comes forward that will then help you move on from that situation, cutting ties with it completely, and if that's what you want to do. You may actually be in kind of conflict with yourself about whether or not, even though you've got some damaging information against the other party, that you can build a good case against for why you would leave them. And it just doesn't have to be in the court kind of case. This could be just in your own mind, your own head, about what you're thinking about something, Leo, that you have discovered about a friend or somebody close to you, a partner in business, whatever, and it has been disappointing, to say the least, and you don't know if you can really continue to trust them moving forward. And so you're like, I don't know, I have all this information, people are telling me stuff, and it's clear to others that I should, you should leave them, you should get out of it, you should just do this, you should do that. It's clear to others, and it might even be clear to you, but at the same time you are ambivalent about it because you have your reasons. You have your reasons and motives. You might really, really want to be with this person, stay with this person, stay in this business, continue to be running let's say a successful business with this partner that you have, and it's doing well. And if you break the partnership, then it's kind of like you're shutting the business down, in a sense, especially for you. And it's lucrative, it's doing well. So it's kind of like, do I want to go all the way with this and completely cut my ties with this person or this partnership, this commitment, and break myself free of it? Or should I, let it ride for a while and see what's going on? So you're kind of having a decision to make, a choice to make about that in the near future. Right now, it's kind of is looking like, right in at this present time, it's looking like, yeah, I'm going to do this because it wasn't right what they did, and I don't think I can live with this. I don't think I can trust them. It's this, that, and the other reason, right? And so you're like, at this moment in time, you're thinking, yeah, I'm moving forward. I considered all the pros and cons, and I'm moving forward. But in the near future, you might be looking back at those pros and cons and saying, no, I need to rethink this. I need to rethink this because it might be hasty on my part to actually break this commitment I have in this relationship. So Spirit is telling you through the tarot that you're going to have a choice to make in the near future about releasing yourself from whatever it was that you've been thinking has been imprisoning you, has been keeping you stuck because of whatever another person is doing that you're connected with is causing things to to not move forward in prosperous and abundant ways because of their behaviors. Okay, let's see what the Arcana has to say. Archangel Michael. And we've got the Fool. Yeah, so the Fool can be you saying, yeah, I'm ready to take a leap of faith and to jump right out of this, off the cliff, right off of this, and free myself completely, right? But it's also, when you're going to be at this place, you're going to be thinking, is it foolish of me? Let's see, there we go. We've got the Nine of Wands, yeah. Because you're feeling kind of battered and beaten down and, disappointed. Disappointed, feeling possibly taken advantage of in some way, legally or business-wise or relationship-wise. So the Nine of Wands, you don't want to act too hastily and just jump off the edge of the cliff there and to take that leap of faith until you know as much of the story as you possibly can about what the situation's about, why you're having to even be in this place to make this decision to jump ship kind of thing. So you don't want to, in the near future, be feeling like you might have been too hasty and made a foolish decision, too hastily decided to jump ship too soon without having all your ducks lined up in a row with information that is needed. As how it's going to turn out for you if you were to go this way and continue doing this with the full knowledge of what your partner has been doing. But you know, it's a good situation that you're in. Say you're you're a mother with small children, and you're finding out that your husband is cheating on you. This is an example. He's cheating on you. You haven't worked in probably even a year or so or more before the first child was born. And so for you to be able to support yourself and your kids, because you're not going to leave your kids with an adulterer husband, right? Man, father. And so you're going, that's just saying that's what you might be thinking. And so it's kind of like, yeah, I don't want to be around this guy right now. I don't want to be with this guy. He's cheating on me. He's doing me wrong. He's doing his kids wrong. He's this, that, and the other thing. And it's the people that he's, having an affair with. They're like this, that, and the other thing. And I have every right to be building the case that I have every right to want to leave this person behind. So you're sitting there and you might be talking about it with your lawyer, and you're going over the ins and outs of the strategy of going forward with divorce, and the lawyer asks you, well, how are you going to be able to do this? Do you have someone to move in with right away? Do you have a source of income? This kind of stuff. And will you have to take the kids out of their school district zone? And all sorts of things are going to be coming at you, and you're going to be saying, well, hell yeah, because you're the Nine of Wands, right? You're still persevering. You might be beaten because you got the bandage around your head, so it might be been like a mental beating, mental health, that you've not been feeling beat up mentally and emotionally because of the situation and the circumstances, but you're still, you've got kids, you got yourself to take into account, take care of. So it's that you're taking that wand and saying, I'm still doing this, I'm moving forward, and I'm going to take a leap of faith. I'm just going to get out of this relationship, this contract with this person, and I have every right to do so considering what I've found out. And so, but after some time through being able to, because right away, when we learn something that's very painful, hurtful, or someone's deceived you in some way, we get red under the collar, and we just want to, we want to retaliate. And we don't want to retaliate on the person, we want to retaliate on the situation by just leaving the scene, like getting out of Dodge, getting out of any interaction with that person ever again. That's what we want to do. We're angry, we're hurt, and we're angry, disappointed and disrespected, and so forth and so on. So right in this present time, that's where you might be feeling like you've got a lot of vim and vigor to be able to push forward with this, the decision to to leave your situation as abruptly and as quickly as possible. But in the near future, you might be rethinking things, because if it's a relationship situation, you might see how what a good father he is to your kids, how the kids would maybe resent you for leaving him, and it's only you only know of one affair, and it was just a one night stand, got drunk, party kind of thing, instead of like an actual full-blown affair where he's falling in love with somebody else. You're going to rethink these things, and then you're going to have a choice to make, because you're going to have to weigh the pros and cons about whether you should stay with this person and maybe forgive them and work on it, or to move on. And the same could be said for a business partnership kind of situation. So just apply that as it would apply to your situation. It was just an example, so you might be rethinking it if you're trying to leave a romantic relationship, a marriage, or, just you may not be married, but still living together, have established a home, maybe have a kid or two with this person. Or that your kid from the previous relationship has gotten to know the person you're with now, and they call them father or mother. And it's the only mother or father they've really ever known. Okay, so let's find out. What do we got here? We got Page of Wands. That is information. That's information that's going to make you angry. Okay, that's the wand energy. Fiery, right? Information comes through, and it could be good news or it could be not good news. You know, that's not good news that's going to make you angry. In this situation, it's not good news. So it's something that's making you angry. And it's seeing, here, this is it. This is what you found out, is that your partner, whether it's a spouse or a business partner, has been overindulgent. 9 of Cups, overindulgent. So overindulgent would mean that they've had a few too many drinks, or a few too many other people in the mix that shouldn't be there in the relationship, in the contract. They have been skimming, you know, if it's a business partner, maybe they've been skimming funds, or taking payback, what do you call it, kickbacks from the company, and giving kickback to others that, you know, that has something to do with the company, where maybe they're vendors or something like that, and your partner's been striking up sweet deals with them without your knowing, and they get kickbacks as a result. Okay, and then we have the 9 of Swords. Well, that's there. You are in a position of not, you know, knowing how you feel. Kind of knowing how you feel, angry, right? Anger gets in the way of really, truly understanding how you feel, like really to the depths of what you really feel. Because anger just it's just an immediate, it boils, right? It can simmer and then boil, and then it erupts. But it can really mask how you really feel about something. That is what those emotions are, the ones that are underneath anger, is what you need to be able to look at and deal with, and see if there's anything salvageable about the situation that you're facing right now, that you're saying, I need to get out of this, I need to take a leap of faith, I'm persevering, I'm not letting this time hold me back from having, you know, a good life and moving forward, especially for me and my kids and stuff like that. If I have to take it to court, I'm going to take it to court, whatever, but I'm making a decision here, right? And you just want to make sure that by the time the near future comes, that it's not a decision that was done from anger than it was from knowing how you truly feel about the situation, and if it's salvageable. If it's salvageable. If it's not salvageable, by all means, but still, you need to take some time to simmer the anger, to start allowing that to be released. And this is mental health talking about the anger to be released, so that you can really see the underlying emotions under that you can manage. You can actually manage. Anger is not so easy to manage. It can be done, but it's as you find, there's a lot of anger management courses and groups and stuff like that. So it's quite a real dynamic of persons of our lives, right? There's a lot of anger in society. So, but it's the emotions underneath that. It could be like feeling disrespected, right? Emotion of feeling disrespected. That your partner, whether they're the spouse or business partner, they disrespected you in some way. Now, is that disrespect? Can you actually talk to this person about how you felt disrespected by what they did? And if they came back to you with something that was reasonable, and they showed real remorse and regret for what they'd done, and promised that they won't do it ever again, it was just this one time, and they were stupid, and this, that, and the other thing, you might actually be able to say, okay, well, we can deal with this disrespect because you're promising me you will never disrespect me again, and I won't allow it. I will have my boundaries up. You see, and that's where, when you start looking at the underlying emotions, you can start erecting, enacting healthy boundaries that will put you in a place of power, because you're going to be telling your person or your situation, you'll be telling them that this is what I'm going to accept from you all, or from you, and this is what I'm not going to accept from you, and that starts today, starts right now, that kind of thing. So then we have the Eight of Pentacles. This is mastering the ability to take what you come to learn, okay, through the Nine of Cups, that there's been overindulgence in some ways, so the information you found that made you angry, okay, that was the sudden wealth of information like that was going to help you build your case against this person, okay, so that you can move on from this person and release yourself. You are, you know, in that Nine of Swords energy right now where you're, you know, might be even losing sleep. It's difficult for you to sleep because you're so angry about it. But you're going to be mastering that, particularly now after listening to this this tarot card readings, that you're going to be able to look at it and say, okay, it is anger, but what's underneath the anger? What can we work with? What can I work with? What can help me to calm down enough to be able to say, let's look at this rationally instead of from an emotional standpoint? And you're going to be working at doing that. What can I work with, right? Eight of Pentacles. You're going to be mastering it. You're going to figure it out. You're going to sort it out now, because when the near future comes, you want to know that when the near future comes around, that the choices that you're going to be made are going to be like the Queen of Swords is the person who, the character that that has emotions, is in touch with their emotions, but they're discerning, so they don't allow emotions to color their decision making. Okay, so they know how they feel about something or someone, but they're going to be doing it from a place of, they're going to be making a decision from a place of what's best for me, what's best for my kids, what's best for this business, what's best for this partnership, right? The Queen of Swords, all queens are like queens that integrate their qualities, and in this case it's mind, it's mental, it's sharp, being sharp and discerning, being clear, you know, very, very clear on moving forward, having to make a decision. They use their they integrate their qualities, and they move forward by example. They don't tell people what they should do. They don't even have to they don't purposely show people how they should do it. They just do it by being the example. They live their lives through example, and that's an evolving energy. Okay, so you are going to be growing through this, because you are being able to say that I'm feeling a lot of anger, yes, but I need to get in touch with what's underneath the anger and see if I can work with that. Okay, and that's coming as a result of this tarot card reading, that you have the ability, Leo, to actually watch this tarot card reading and gain some real great, like wealth of information about how you can handle the situation you're currently in. And then you have the High Priestess. It's your final card. The Queen of Swords and the High Priestess. You're going to be seeing, you know, you're gain. Okay, I kind of get so excited. You're going to be, start falling over my words. You're going to be gaining insight. Well, the Queen of Swords, as well as the King of Swords, and then of course the Queen of Cups, they're highly intuitive, because it's a mental thing, right? The Queen of Cups does it through her heart. The Queen of Swords and King of Swords, although they have their heart is there, but it's kind of like, I feel it, I know it's there, but what do I need to do that's rational? You know, they're going to their intuition from the top down. They're getting insight by tapping into their higher self, the High Priestess within you. And this could be a masculine, for a masculine Leo. You don't have to be a feminine watching this reading. So you're going to be tapping into the High Priestess within you, the inner God within us, your soul, your inner self. And it's what's going to really, right up now, this here, well, actually what it is that it's this knowing about how the anger that may keep you up at night needs to be managed, needs to be kind of folded back. Not necessarily removed, but folded back a little to at least reveal what is really making you angry about the situation. I feel disrespected by my person is one thing, right? And so you're not going to be taking a leap of faith in the direction of just jumping off the ship or the cliff haphazardly with being in a mental state of anger, okay, with the bandage on. You don't want to be persevering forward, charging forward under the guise of anger. You want to charge forward. That is, I think the courts, it's all about the truth, right? It's about the law. The law, how laws are erected to be fair for society, this, that, and the other thing, right? So things have to be done by the letter kind of thing. And so you're going to be looking at something, how you're going to be able to move forward, progress forward, taking charge of your life, not allowing things to override your well-being, what's good for you, and if you've got kids. So you're going to take that all into consideration. You're going to find the rationale behind it. Be working on doing that, mastering your mind, okay? Because Pentacles can be seen as mental, because it's, it has to do with a mental state, okay? So Pentacles, you're mastering your thoughts, your mind. Your mind, you're mastering these thoughts, removing, folding back the anger, looking at what's really underneath, working with that, deciding and determining if you can live with it, if you were able to tell that person how you really feel, that they disrespected you and so forth. I said all that already. So if you can do that, you're going to be moving forward. You're leaving your emotions under check. You know how you feel. You know you feel disrespected, and that's made you angry. But you're going to be intuiting that it's something that I need to think about more seriously or more fully, like to really mull this whole situation over. And if you need to talk to somebody else about it, that's what you're going to do. But by tapping into your intuitions, what I was trying to say in a very long-winded way is that it's actually going to free you. Tapping in this, and this, and knowing what's under the anger is all what's going to actually free you from feeling imprisoned by your emotions about this, your thoughts about this, and just the situation, circumstances that it's led to. So you have a choice to make now. You see, you are going to be able to decide from a very well-informed place of being in a situation that has become something of a concern to you, and probably bigger than that. But this is what you got. Let's see what we got for underneath the deck. We got Temperance. Well, there we go. You got Temperance. The devil was there, but that Temperance always overrides. I can't think of the word, but it trumps. That's it. Temperance trumps everything because it's light. The devil is dark. You put light in a dark room, darkness goes away. You can't see the dark anymore. It's all illuminated. It's all light. So you are actually going to be bringing balance and healing into your mind, into your emotions, and into your decision-making powers. And then, of course, the results, the outcome of the issue at hand. Wow, that was great. I hope that this was very helpful to you, Leo. Please like and subscribe, and we'll get with you again very, very soon. Bye for now.